We're going to get it started then, and then just hand it over to Jacob whenever he joins. But if everyone's okay with it, we can just go over tonight's agenda and then the minutes from last time. And then we'll ask if we have a officer. We'll do a couple of these, the first things. That sound good to everybody?
Yeah.
All right. So I think do I need to make a motion to start the meeting? Would anyone like to second that?
I think
I'll
you
second.
can just call the meeting to order.
Call the meeting to order. There we go.
Yeah.
Was that a motion? Was that seconded then, Laura?
Sure.
Perfect. Okay, so just wanted to share our agenda for the evening. It's fairly light. Gotcha, Nate. Let's take a look at our minutes from last month. And just see if we all approve of the minutes from last month's meeting. A lot of exciting things happening in the neighborhood.
Motion to approve the minutes from last month's meeting.
Would anyone second that? Okay. Thank you, Nate. Approves it in the chat. All right. Do we have a public safety officer on the call? I do not believe we do. Are there any elected officials on the call this evening? All right, we'll just move on to the treasurer report. Christina.
Okay, Jay, can you pull it up?
Sure.
I can pull it up, but if you can pull it up and share it.
Got it. All right, Sean. Sorry, I can make this a little more readable. How about that?
Yeah, that's good. So I just want everybody to kind of know the balance that you see in the account now is 24,689, but we're not counting that balance per se. If you notice, we deposited a check for 6,500, and that 6,500 actually does not belong to us. It belongs to NPUY, their Unity Day. I think back in, I think 3 or 4 months ago, I think we voted as a neighborhood that it was okay that we use this account to kind of manage the funds for them, because NPUY doesn't have per se a bank. So I think we okayed it. And so this 6,500 actually does not belong to us. It belongs to the NPUY Unity Day. And I believe Nicole has a separate spreadsheet on all the occurring expenses that are going to come out of that 6,500. Just want everybody to be mindful of that. And the other two checks that you see there are reimbursements to LAN for the events that were going on in the park, the workday. Most of those are for the tool bank. And that's pretty much it. That's where we're at. I don't know if anybody has questions or anything.
It looks like Paul McMurray has his hand raised.
Hey, Paul, what's up?
Oh, since I was involved with both Gloria Hawkins Wynn and our chairperson for MPY, the vice chairman chose apart, that money is to support the Unity Day, for the MPY Unity Day. And,
yes.
And like Christina said, you know, MPY has no bank account, so it has no place to do it. Gloria Hawkins Gwen was using her account. She's the vice president of MPU, her personal accounts to hold the money. So, Chosewood Park CDC was asked to help out, and I know the CDC approved it, and
Mhm.
therefore the community approved it. So,
Yeah.
That's what's going on.
Yeah. And I've been very mindful too, Paul. Thank you. I just want everybody to know I've been very mindful of what reimbursement checks I'm writing and letting Nicole know what reimbursement checks we're writing against that 6,500. And I just been very mindful, you know, when I'm asked to do a reimbursement, what is it exactly for? Is it for the neighborhood or is it for the NPU? Why? And at the end of the day, once that 6,500 is exhausted, like I said, Nicole has a spreadsheet of all the expenses and incomes. There's one more deposit that hasn't hit yet, and that's probably going to be at the end of this month. And I think it's all the PayPal donations that have been accumulating. People have been donating to that NPU Unity Day. So I think Nicole said she wanted to do it as a one lump sum. And I think she's going to do that towards the end. But again, I'm being very mindful and making sure that, you know, what is ours as far as the neighborhood is the neighborhoods and what is the Unity Day is the Unity Day.
Great. And Paul, we might ask you later on to speak a little bit about the Unity Day down in, we're doing announcements, community concerns and questions because Nicole cannot join us this evening. If you would be so kind later on.
Yeah, just put the flyer up and I can kind of explain.
Do we want to go ahead and talk about it right now?
Yeah, we can. So if everybody will mark on their calendars, so Unity Day is Sunday, August 20th. It's going to be here at the Ally Center here at Lakewood. Once you pass the railroad tracks, it's on the left-hand side. And there's going to be vendors, food, games, and it's basically a community day, but for all the neighborhoods within NPU. And I don't know if any of you know, but it's there's a I don't know if Paul might know. Paul, do you know how many neighborhoods are in NPU? I know when you go to the website for NPU, there's a beautiful map of the NPU of what neighborhoods are in NPU.
There are 9 neighborhoods. Did you know, last couple of years, we organized a thing so Inglewood Manor is no longer a neighborhood in MPY, but you know, sometimes they're slow on taking that down. So if you want to know what the list of the neighborhoods is: Chosewood Park, South Atlanta, Lakewood, High Point, Joyland, Betmar, La Villa, Park Place South, Village of the Carver.
Yeah, so all of our neighborhoods, all our surrounding neighborhoods, communities are going to be coming together for this Unity Day with MPUY. And I think it's a great, event. This is the first. This is an inaugural, so this is the first. There's a lot of we're getting to know things, and I'm getting to know things too. But this is the first, and we hope that I mean, I hope it works out, and I hope this takes place for many more years to come. And this way we'll get to know not only our Chosewood Park neighbors, but our other neighbors too.
My
And I
only
think
question
that's a
is,
great point, especially to make sure, like, if anything were to happen here, I mean, it would be great because if anything were to happen here in our neighborhood, we would have a contact for the other neighborhoods and we can kind of do like a chain of, you know, like a safety chain. So it's always good to know who is out, you know, in your surrounding areas, not only in your neighborhood.
my only question is, where the heck is this picture? Where's this waterfront in Atlanta? How to buy it?
I don't know who did the design, but yeah, I don't know who did the design for the flyer.
Fictional cities that all right, good deals. That kind of sum us up for the treasurer report.
Anybody else has questions, you can always email me or call me.
Perfect. Thank you, Christina. So Taryn is also out of town. We're in one of those weird summer months, where
Yeah.
everyone's out of town, but I've got her update. And so we could just this is the first time I've looked at it, I'm not gonna lie, but we can kind of talk through some of the great things that Friends of Chosewood Park are doing. So it looks like this Saturday, they have their Q3 public meeting. And then we skip down to September 16th, they have the Q3 work day. And then I don't know if you guys have been by the tennis courts, but you've seen the startings of the mural project. Oh, actually, it's complete. And it looks great,
Yeah.
I think. And then let's see here. Looks like we'll be going to be controlling some kudzu. That's always good. And then Nicole, who is not going to be with us tonight, but she has exciting news about funding to match the $1 million municipal bond funding for Unity Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know anything about that, Christina?
Yes, we do have funding for that. And I actually have given Nicole a blank voided check because they need that information. They needed our account information. I guess to provide us the monies or however they're going to provide the monies. But I was asked to give her a voided check. So I did give her a voided check. And there was something else I had to give to her too. And it was for this money. I can't recall what I gave her, but I know for sure I gave her a voided check. There was something else that I gave her in an envelope.
Oh, here's
so
Nicole. She's sorry to interrupt, but Nicole is actually on the call.
Oh, great.
Hey guys, sorry, I just landed, so it was a little delayed.
Cool.
So as to the funds for the grant, or that is the over $1 million was awarded to us from the state of Georgia under the COVID relief funds. We were using that towards the park and doing our entrance off of Galt Street. And so in order to be funded and be paid was the receiving of the voided check. And then we also have been managing the Unity Day.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the other payment thing.
Yeah.
Cool. We just shared the flyer that you sent because it came up because of the check on the bank statement. So we were just talking. I don't know if you're on there yet, but we were talking about Unity Day.
Yeah, I heard the end of that.
Okay.
Yeah. So the rest of the section B for Galt Street entrance, there is going to be a meeting on Friday with Jason Winston and the park commissioner Cutter. And that will be to discuss the infrastructure bond and the proceedings for getting started with our stream restoration, because that is phase one of our entire project.
That's awesome. Great stuff. And looks like, is anyone here that was part of the playground advisory group that met on Sunday?
I was in the first few meetings. I was not able to join last night's meeting or yesterday or the day before this meeting, but they were able to do a final meeting on it in order to select doing a mixture of wood and plastic, from my understanding. So I guess we are moving forward. We've been able to secure some of the funds with the city, as I understand.
Perfect. So many great things happening in the neighborhood, in the park.
I hope everybody voted. The vote is already over with, but I hope everybody was able to vote and take a look at the wonderful. All three of them were really nice, but I hope everybody was able to vote.
Great. And then Taryn mentioned some small projects. You've probably seen the productive bollards. That's great. I'm not sure which sign she's talking about here. ADA curb cuts. And eventually there are plans to replace those gross wooden benches with nice metal ones, and a pavilion where the half court is. That's very exciting. That was in the 2011 visioning plan.
I guess we're going to be able to go into detail on Saturday. If anybody's able to join on Saturday, she can go over the small projects.
And Paul, is your hand still raised from before? Or is it a new raised hand?
Yeah, I think it's answered by the fact they're gonna talk about the bond issue money. Because like when we talk about the $1 million, that's from the state of Georgia, but actually overall, there's $2.5 million available from the bond issue and the $1 million. So when we talk about this stuff, the $1 million is only one piece. And I see this meeting Saturday or Sunday is going to talk about the other two. So I just want to, in case people get confused and we start throwing away our money, what people are talking about.
Gotcha. Okay, great. So potentially a lot more to come. Perfect. Does anyone have anything else to add to the Friends of Chosewood Park update? Either Nicole or Christina or Paul. Okay. Great. All right. So moving right along to a CDC update. Nicole, do you take the floor for that one?
Well, I'm supposed to start off.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that, Paul. I couldn't remember who.
But I mean, Nicole will probably give you all the information, but
No, sorry about that. Go ahead, Paul.
we haven't had our third quarter meeting yet. So as a result, we're still at the place we were last meeting, where we are looking to spend all our grant money from the Lakewood grant. That's why we haven't applied for a new one. And of course, we're giving accolades to everyone. I think I see Laura Colbert was also a person who worked on that $1 million grant. And we just went over the grant application, and we're looking for the third quarter meeting. If we spent all our money for Lakewood, we'll be applying for another grant. Probably will have such things as trash cans that have been run over. We're replacing those, but there's no limitation on what we can do. It's basically a community decision. But since we put up trash cans a couple of years ago, it looks like people are busily running them over. So now we'll let Nicole. I'm sure. Is there anything I missed? Or maybe she's busy getting on the.
Sorry, I was trying to unmute while walking with my bags. So yeah, as you said, we definitely have some funding that we need to spend through our LHCFC grant. We were granted $2,500, and we have not spent all of those. Now, some things we did choose not to move forward with, and that was particularly with our Beltline beautification around the signage that we have, and that's due to the fact that the Beltline is actually going to start doing renovations along that. And we're actually unsure if they would remove our signs or if there would be any damage to what we would beautify at the end of the day. So we are still looking to do some other additional projects with the funding that we have. During our Q3 meeting, we will have an exact breakdown of how much money we have to spend and what needs to be finalized. We do have our grant for the Unity Bridge, and it is in stages of 3 stages. So the Unity Bridge is the third, and then you have the stream restoration, which is our bonds through the city, and then you have the second stage of the Unity Bridge from Atlanta Housing. So we have a lot going on, and so we're just trying to make sure that we do as much as we can for the community.
Awesome, incredible work. Oh, can we also speak to, maybe Christina would talk to us about the porch party coming up this weekend?
So it's Friday at 6 o'clock, BYOB and BYOC, which is chair. So bring your little chair. I do have some chairs here on the patio, but if not, we're going to be standing on the patio. But yeah, BYOB, I'll have some food here, 6 o'clock. And if you're driving or anything, if you're not walking, you can park in the front. I'm gonna use the back part, and I'm catty corner. So the parking on Federal is really tight. But if you park on Park, you're good. And I'm the corner house at the corner of Park and Federal. I'll have some balloons. I'll have a balloon out front so you can kind of see where we're at. I'll have the front door open, well, the front gate open, and then we'll be in the back. So you can come in either way. At 6
Can
o'clock.
we share your address, or do you want to do that or in the chat? I can't remember.
I think it's,
We're okay with that.
I'll put it in the chat here for everybody, but it's, I'm 1 block from the penitentiary.
Perfect. Good deal.
But 6 o'clock, everybody. So yeah, BYOB and BYOC.
Excellent. Nicole, did you want to add something? Since you raised your hand. Oh, and Nicole says in the chat that we will have a Facebook event as well. Maybe that's what she's getting.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So yeah, hope to see everybody on Friday. Just kind of wind down. Summer's almost over. And let's just hope that it doesn't rain. These little July showers.
Yeah, right. Okay, cool. So thank you so much. Transportation Committee, that is Julie. Do you have anything for us?
I've reached out to the Upton Development again and the city asking about the repaving. I was told today that it was going to be end of July, beginning of August, and because of weather and construction delays that they haven't been able to get it done sooner. I then requested like some signage because we've had a lot of oncoming traffic, which I got blank. I got radio silence again. So I don't have as much great news as Nicole and the park, but y'all are doing awesome. I also was really hoping that we could have a public safety officer on because the stop signs on Hill or people are just really flying uphill. Now you have to call 911. I guess I can do that because I think we need some type of activity, cop activity on Hill Street or in the neighborhood because people are really flying. And that's about it, y'all, unless anybody has any concerns other than the whole infrastructure of our neighborhood and like 5,000 housing units coming in.
Does anyone have a question for Julie? All righty, thank you, Julie.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, y'all.
There are no matters of voting this evening, nor is there any old business or new business. The main thing we covered MPU Y Unity Day, but just put this back up real quick. Everyone mark your calendars for Sunday, August 20th, 2 to 6 p.m. And then I guess if anyone has any community concerns or questions or announcements, please raise your hand. Bueller, anyone? Oh, Pamela does.
Hi, so sorry. I was having a hard time finding the hand raising icon.
No worries.
I reached out to Nicole and Jacob earlier this afternoon. I was on Instagram and I saw that NPUW had voted in support of the Stop Cop City referendum, and I didn't know if that was something that NPUY could also take up. I know that this is definitely a topic that is very contentious in the city, but I'm of the mindset that everyone deserves to have their voice heard. So I just wanted to present that to the committee in case that is something that NPUY could do, and I'll drop a link in the chat so that y'all can get some more information. about what MPUI did or W.
Okay. I'll just chime in real quick, Pamela. Nice to meet you. Part of the board, along with Jacob and Nicole. I know Jacob and Nicole have been traveling fairly today, and I think they just got back on Wednesday or whatnot. So if you don't mind emailing me,
Mhm.
it's the treasurer. I think it's treasurer. Is it on here? Let me see.
Here, I can find it.
Yeah, it's right here on the agenda. So if you don't mind emailing me, treasurer chosewoodpark@gmail.com. Email me and I will get you in touch with the MPUY president. And
Okay.
then that way you and him can chat. His name is Troy. And then yeah, if there's any concerns, I don't know. I guess we'll have to bring this before Jacob and Nicole to see
Yeah.
if we can vote on this as a community. I don't know. We would have to obviously check the bylaws and see.
Yeah, I think Nicole actually did respond and said that that would
Oh.
be the next step. She was actually going to reach out to NPUW's chairperson Kevin just to see how they went about even casting that vote.
Mhm.
So I totally understand that that's not something that we can enact today, but I just wanted to bring it to the committee's attention that this is something that other NPUs are doing. But I
Okay.
will still email you as well. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
All right, perfect. And I think, Paul, you have a question?
I just say Nicole is the MPUI chairperson.
I thought Troy was. I'm sorry, I thought.
No, he did not run last time, and Nicole was voted as MPUI chairperson.
Oh, okay. Well then, I'll let Nicole handle it then. I think I'll send me an email anyways, Pamela, and then make sure that we have all the right emails because I know Nicole manages a couple of emails. So want to make sure that you get to the right spot.
I'll do that. Thank you so much, Christina.
Yeah.
Great, thank you for that. Were there any other announcements, community concerns, or questions for the benefit of the body? We might have just set a record for the shortest CPNA meeting of all time. Who knows? So I think that might do it for tonight. We make a motion to close the meeting. Is that how we say it? To adjourn?
Yeah, we'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
Okay, great. Thank you, everyone, for
All
joining
right,
this short
everybody.
Thank
meeting.
you.
And we'll see you
Apologies.
next month.
Thank you. See everybody on Friday if everybody can make it.
Yeah, woo woo.
Looking forward to it.
All right, bye.
Bye.